It's time for another installment of The Musings of My Mind
with Mike Howery.
I love trivia, and I also love holidays. And since Halloween is the next holiday, why don't we do some holiday trivia? Jack-o'-lanterns were originally carved out of turnips instead of pumpkins. That doesn't even seem possible. Not only is a turnip solid instead of hollow like a pumpkin, it's also hard as a rock. Still, I suppose it's probably a better use than eating them. Here's a little pumpkin trivia. Pumpkins actually come in several different colors, including white and green. Whoa! Frankenstein and ghost jack-o'-lanterns have never been this easy. Except it's gonna be dark. In the US alone, candy sales for Halloween usually tops over $2 billion annually. Now that's an upset tummy you can be proud of. And while 93% of children under the age of 12 will dress up for Halloween, only about 50% of adults will. And only 10% of pets. Yo quiero un perro taco. Or would it be taco de perro? Darth Dog. I just can't. But enough of that. What you want to know is how Halloween got started. The name Halloween is actually a shortened version of the name All Hallows Eve, which is the night before All Saints' Day or All Hallows' Day, which always occurs on November the 1st. You see, as the Catholic Church progressed in history, the number of saints continued to increase, and giving each saint their own day began to be a little cumbersome for all those normal folks out in the country. So they decided to lump all the saints into one day and call it All Saints' Day, or All Hallows' Day. You see, the locals in what is now modern-day United Kingdom as well as parts of northern France had been celebrating a harvest festival on the 31st of October for 1,000 years or so. They would have a bonfire, eat lots of foods, including lots of sweets, and then they would sit around the bonfire and tell ghost stories, and dress up in scary costumes. The costumes actually originate a few hundred years before that, when the Celts, which were some of the pre-Roman natives of England, some of them, it's a lot of them, believed that the night of that festival was actually a night that ghosts and ghouls and goblins roamed freely. And like any intelligent culture, they figured that if they dressed up in scary costumes, the ghost wouldn't recognize them as human and pass them by. Hey, it's worked in every zombie film so far. So the day after the big scary festival, November 1st, became All Saints' Day. The idea that the night of Halloween carries with it some special evil magical powers is actually pretty modern. The ancient Halloween festivities basically included the bonfire, the sweets, they'd burn some grain, do some fortune telling, but most of the time was spent either having a festival or trying to blend in with all the ghosts. The connection between Halloween and modern New Age practices, as well as Wicca, which is also called witchcraft, is also very new. And lastly, since this is a Christian show, we should probably spend at least a little bit of time talking about the moral implications of celebrating a holiday that celebrates evil. Now, while I do celebrate Halloween by dressing up my children and sending them out to threaten the neighbors for candy, I do understand that Halloween does have some dangers for our modern society. No, I'm not afraid of ghosts or demons. Jesus gave us all the authority we need over those guys. The real danger of Halloween lies in the glorification of evil. Now, I'd never condemn anyone for dressing up as a zombie or a ghoul, or a Spice Girl, or Justin Bieber. They're kind of like ghouls. They scare me anyway. But I won't allow my kids to do it. As Christians, we are to be a beacon of light to the world. And if we're supposed to represent joy, peace, and love, let's not hide those things under a vampire costume. Even if it's one of those twinkly vampires like in Twilight. Twinkly vampires. Who thought of that? Another danger of Halloween is giving our kids the impression that evil is okay, interesting, or even fun. Evil is none of those things. It's forbidden for a reason. 'Cause it's bad. So go ahead, call me fuddy-duddy, no fun, a party pooper, and so on. I don't care. In the end, I think celebrating Halloween is fine, so long as it's done with the right attitude. Glorifying fun, silliness, youth, and candy, without accidentally advocating evil and darkness. So go have fun, enjoy dressing up, show off your mad skills as a costume designer, brag about how much candy you have, and get sick on the stuff. Just remember that the real holy day or holiday is the next day, November 1st, celebrating all the wonderful Christians who have gone on before us. And it might also be helpful to remind everyone that celebrating All Saints' Day is easier without a sugar hangover.